Welcome everyone to the first edition of Open Panel. This is basically going to be a group VC chat with yours truly as the host. Today, our first topic is going to be about college, and this is why we've brought a whole bunch of Jaffies and will be Jaffies into the chat today. Um, rounding out our panel today, we have Ciano, who will be studying psychology, I believe. If you'd like to say unmute and say hi.
Yes. Hello. I am
Hi.
Cyano.
We
He
have
already
Hype.
introduced you.
We have Hype, who will be studying computer science.
Hi, I'm hype.
It's okay, no need to introduce yourself. And Ken, who will be studying computer engineering.
Hey,
Some old guy who's doing who should be on his nursing shift right now. And Thermocol, who is planning to study finance.
Yes.
Yes. And and all these people are people who've just finished high school, still have yet to go into college.
Wait, you skipped someone.
And
You skipped Eileen.
who's Eileen?
Oh.
I only see a microphone in her place.
Oh! So she's a tool?
Wait, is Eileen okay with unmuting now? Like we've
Yeah, her audio. She should be fine. I don't know what
echo issue, right?
Yeah, it's been fixed.
Is she screen recording as well?
A freaking cameraman.
Oh no! Ladies and gentlemen, this may be my first and only case of hosting this show. I may be terminated soon.
All right, and that was the end of the podcast.
All right, see you guys.
Thank you for listening. Oh dear. Anyhow, going on. As you know, with most of our members today, they're all people who have just finished their final year of high school.
I got my diploma.
Or have yet to know what's in store for them in college. So, for our first topic, I thought it'd only be appropriate if we talk about how your final year of high school went. Who wants to start?
First?
It doesn't matter. Anyone.
Can I go first?
Sure. Hype.
Yes.
No, Sal, this is the comedic part. You're supposed to shut me down.
I already did that. It'll get old if I do that too often.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Only
So this year was utter. Okay, you know, I'm a senior. We're all seniors. I'm supposed to graduate normal time. Family embarrass you at an actual graduation, but we can't because Corona. Corona. Wait, I forgot. Is this PG?
It's
okay.
Anymore.
I got
this.
Shibal
Corona. We can probably edit this out.
Corona. It ruined everything. It ruined my chances of getting a relationship in college.
Oh boy. We're gonna talk about connections in college later. Anyone else?
It's not like we did much in school anyways. And I still had my, end of the year final boss because I took AP exams, right? So
did you guys legit graduate online? Like, was there actually a ceremony on Zoom?
Well,
no, my graduation's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up.
It's gonna be
limited.
You've yet
to graduate. Boy.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't have my diploma yet.
I'm already graduated. There was they actually had like an in-person graduation, but it was like in cars. So like it's like a people
drive-through graduation.
No, I'm not going to graduation. I didn't go actually, so I'm not sure exactly what happened. But
he doesn't have his diploma.
Oh,
No,
do
we don't
you
get our
have your
diplomas yet
driving
either,
license,
actually.
bro?
No,
You don't
no, not yet. Actually, I should think about doing that.
Yeah, I gotta do that too. I don't even have my license. I have my permit.
Damn.
You guys even need to do 120 hours first where you're at.
For driving? For your
Yeah, for
junior
driving.
license.
Well, where I live, I got my license quite easily. I've had my license now for a year now.
Oh
Like you can
boy.
quite literally, you can never all you need is your permit, and you can have 0 hours of experience and still pass that test. It is like I'll tell you the story real quick of it. Basically, long story short, the guy that was giving me the test, halfway through the test, he told me I was a pretty good driver, and he told me the only reason he was here taking or like being the test proctor for me was that he had speeding tickets of his own, and this is his way to pay it back. And I was just like, well, there you go.
Easy.
Yes.
Easy clap.
Oh yes, and Sierra said, "Oh boy, that's my future career."
Oh man, I'll never forget that day.
Also, hi Cortic, how are you? What are you actually trying to study?
He's gone though.
Actually, oh, are you just gonna be on text for now?
Dude, I like how the college graduates just not helping us at all. Like,
They want to
He's
see
not.
us suffer.
Oh no! If he actually became part of the paddle, that ruined the point of this whole thing. It's just you're all trying to struggle. You're all struggling to find out what's going to happen in college.
You know, I think for me though, the whole thing with college is I want to see it more as like less of a hassle and more of like, can I pay all of this off, and is this even going to be worth it in the long run?
see, I'm
Because
trying to see it as let's just not join a frat and drink.
well, I mean, yeah, obviously that's the thing when you
Do you
choose
guys plan to
college.
join a frat?
No, I just
No.
said let's see it as not
Oh,
joining a frat and drinking.
okay. We don't have frats here where I am in Australia, so I was just wondering.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
well,
I,
it's
mm,
bad here.
I don't want to join a frat. I'm just gonna be drinking
Bad here
24/7. There's
for
no point.
mate. Zoom frats, man. There's bonds are made over Zoom chats. Maybe not.
Yeah, no. I never even turned on my webcam for Zoom, so they probably never knew I was there.
Oh, for my online orientation from my college, I turned it off at like when it was just like the whole like a decent amount of people from the school, and then like once they like split off into like different small groups, then I turned on my camera because
Ken, what about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, on my last year of high school,
Just
is
anything,
it?
yeah. Like,
Okay.
feel free to just continue the current conversation or like add something in
Okay.
yourself.
Okay. Sorry for the background noise. There are a lot of
Oh, you're
birds
fine. You're
because I'm on
fine.
the rooftop. Okay. Uh, Actually, this last year of high school can be said that it's the worst or uh, just average for me because I didn't fail any subjects, but I sure as hell got
Ken
a low
flexing on
grade on
us
it.
right now. Is he flexing
Mate,
right
No,
now?
what he's not saying is that he's doing a legit research project in his final year as well, right now.
yeah.
And he's gonna get a paper published at the end of it.
Yeah, so he's hard flexing on us right now.
Exactly.
So
That's why he's out on the
Oof.
rooftop sunbathing. He's probably in his sunnies, all naked. Oh no, let's not go there.
yeah, no, too
But
much, too
yeah,
much.
he's having a good
Too
time right
vivid.
now.
Oh yeah.
Can we kick him out because he's flexing this hard?
Calling
Oh,
music
no.
community, calling music community.
Oh shit.
Like somebody played a Skype call.
Oh shit! It looks like Clock has something to say.
Ooh. Okay.
I saw you on mute. Don't hide it.
Come back to us.
Oh. Oh,
Well,
okay.
I guess we can move on to our next topic. I mean, it's already been brought up. The whole issue about making relations, making connections in college. Chris, what do you think is the importance of making connections before one enters an institution such as college?
Well, I mean, for me, when I see a connection, it really depends on well what you're gonna do, like with the connection you have. Like I said, I think the most important thing in college is the amount of time you have, and like realistically, if you're just trying to go in solo, like unless you have the time to invest in it, I still think it's better to, have those connections with people to not just get through school itself, but to maybe even after school have even more connections to then even lead you to find a job at that case.
So,
Or,
would you say that in this post-COVID, well, it isn't really post-COVID yet, but in this current climate, it is more important than ever, or is there some other shift in the balance?
I mean, I think I think it's more important than ever, but it also depends on your field as well. I mean, I don't know. It can get complicated since for me, I'm going to go into psychology, and there's a lot of people now going into the psychology field. Same thing with like engineering. The only difference is the engineers tend to realize that you know, uh, like 100 kids come in and 5 kids come out. So that's
Please confirm.
tough.
Ken, please confirm.
Oh.
Oh, wait, what?
Damn.
Okay.
Ken, this is not
Damn.
D&D.
Boy,
Okay,
Oh, dude, I
yeah,
fucking
I
cracked
don't
my
know.
screen so
I think
hard.
Ken was too busy trying to come out.
I thought he was
Oh.
researching right now because he didn't
Fi-
have time for the call.
mate, get off
yeah,
your research gate.
it's kind of cutting out
Are
on my
you
end.
busy right now?
No, it was cutting out on my end.
Ah, right.
Trying to fix my. That's why I'm at the rooftop.
Ah. Hmm.
I see.
Mm.
Chris, do you know anyone else that's doing the same major as you? Or actually, I'm gonna put this question out to everyone. Like, are you the only person you know that
Oh,
is
actually,
going for the major you're doing? Because
I
I,
hmm?
oh, go on.
No, I was just gonna say, funny enough, like for me, like not just in psychology alone, but I do know people who are going with my same major, and in some cases, I know a few people that are going to take the exact classes I'm going to be taking, not by semester, but I also like to have a lot more connections outside of that, since I like to talk to people
Means he
who,
wants to fuck.
yes, no, okay, maybe no, but basically like why I do that is because I don't just like to like stick with psychology in one like specific field. If anything, I would like to see psychology in any way like possible, even if it's used like very minimally. Because for me, it just I don't know, it gives me a better perspective on it. I just like having multiple perspectives on things, and that's why I don't sleep.
That's why you don't sleep.
Yep.
You try and flex on me?
No, I just don't sleep. Why do you think I'd be texting you all the time, like late,
Oh,
bro?
as I said, I may or may not regret the fact that I woke. This is the first time I've woken up in the morning for a while now. We'll see how it goes. So you're saying you have. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're saying you're looking for the potential for intersectionality with other disciplines of whatever you're studying. Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you have anything to add on this hype? Because I mean, comp sci is very popular, and um, I remember intersectionality. Basically, you're doing cross disciplines with other subjects. Yeah, crisscross. Yeah, I mean, comp sci is a very popular subject, and I've noted many times that one of the ways you probably want to stand out is to combine it with some other discipline. Like for Ken, for example, or actually for like me, for example, I'm going to do a research project next semester. I'm a Chem major, fourth year Chem major, and this research project is it pretty much involves us trying to develop a new analytical technique. Um, and it's going to be done, a lot of it's just going to be done through programming, neural networks, and then Bayesian, and Bayesian inference and all that. And the ideally, what's going to happen is that if the research is a success, we're pretty much going to open an entire new field of analytical chemistry because hey, we just fleshed out a new way to measure stuff, and all the nitty gritty stuff has been done through Python, which I should be learning sooner or later. Do you plan to do something similar like that, Ken, Hype, LD, anyone?
In terms of
Something.
uh,
In
in
terms
terms
of
of
just like combining classes
No, well,
or combining
not
subjects.
just combining. Well, it doesn't have to be like on the
combining
class
majors,
college level,
uh,
but I'm saying, is this something you are looking towards?
that's that's the first one I thought of by
I'm trying to make the
how
most.
I okay. That's the first thing I thought of when I chose my major, because it's the computer engineering major consists of the classes from both computer science and electrical engineering.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what the difference between computer engineering and comp sci was. But go on.
Psi is programming.
It's more than programming, yes. It also deals with
Ooh,
machine
get jumped
learning.
on.
Machine learning, basic programming, and
Basically programming.
artificial intelligence.
It's
Yeah.
basically programming.
And is that related to the research project you're doing right now?
Oh, what research project?
What?
It never existed.
This wasn't in the script.
All right, clip that, clip that, clip that.
Oh yeah, no. Well, we just finished.
Oh, you
When
just
it,
finished. What was that about?
yeah, we didn't do any defense
Can be like, oh
because
shit, I
we
better
can't do
make up a research project right now.
it. Yeah, it's been compromised basically.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, of course. What
We
did
can't
you
do
end up
any
resorting
physical.
to? Is this still going to be a paper? Am I still going
Oh,
to
we just
read it on ResearchGate?
uh, if it, I guess, don't have any results on it, so I think it won't be out there.
Oh, no
We just
results.
modified the
Oh.
yeah. As we modified it, with it, we can't get any results because what
What was
happened.
it about in the first place? Just let us all know.
Okay, the research is about the battery monitoring and how efficient the battery monitoring system can be, and how
And was
we
there
can
any
monitor.
programming involved?
There was we, we programmed the Arduino into checking the voltage and the current of the system
What
of
program did
the
you use actually?
batteries. I'll program it's Arduino IDE, and I don't I forgot the language
What do you
programming
think is
language
the
of it.
vibe? Sorry, go on.
What? Uh, I didn't hear it. Uh,
uh, uh,
What do you
yeah.
think is the viability for this field of research right now? Like, how did you manage to get to this topic?
Oh, actually, it was one of the suggested research topics in the school. We just didn't get any. We just didn't get
Is
to
this something that interests you enough to continue
recommend.
pursuing, or are you looking towards something else? Is this
So I think you're
project?
pressuring this man too much,
Uh,
pressuring his future.
Actually, this this wasn't the project, research project that we were looking forward to, but we had to do it
You had to do it.
in order
Well,
to
if you had an
graduate.
ideal research project, what would you think it would be? Actually, I'm going to put this question out to
It's,
everyone out here.
just go first. First, uh, the ideal would be solar, solar energy. Uh, solar, yeah, solar energy,
Oh yeah,
solar
sure. That's a
powered.
burgeoning market right now.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
Oh,
Have you?
For research
eh,
projects?
Yeah, for research. Actually, yeah. Do any of you actually have an idea, like, of what a research project entails, or is
No,
this something you've been looking at?
because right now I'm focused on like still setting up my schedule. Because like right now, me and my friend have a thing. So you know how this whole
Oh, a
COVID.
thing. Oh.
No, oh, no, not like that. Please stop. My guy friend, okay? You can't just do that. That's just wrong. Okay, but so
Mate,
like
mate, 5 out of 100 people. Five out of 100 people. Just putting that out there.
100
Go on.
people, what? You simplify that fraction, it's 1 out of 25. Wait. Oh, 1 out of 20. Sorry, 1 out of 20. Sorry. It's been like ages since I've done math. I apologize. 1 over
That's why you're
20.
doing comp sci, right?
A 20. Yeah, that's why I'm doing comp sci. So I could touch back up on my calculus and suffer a day-to-day basis. But anyways, so me and my friend came up with this thing where since he's gonna drive at like 9 in the morning for his classes, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I'm trying to regulate my schedule around that so I can get a free ride there too. Of course, I'm gonna be paying with like food or gas, boba too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I don't, I didn't really
What
get
are
to
you,
focus up
what are
on
your
research.
arrangements like, LD? Because if I recall, you definitely aren't the only person who's doing your finance major at the specific college you're going to.
Oh yeah, I forgot to
Uh,
say
I'd hope. I mean, if I was the only person doing it, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be a finance program there. Um, are you talking about like going back to relationships, or what are you specifically asking?
I'm just wait. Are you?
wait,
Hang on.
relationships.
Let's just get this clear. Are you contemplating doing finance right now?
Well, I've gotten a little bit more insight because the company my dad works in, and since he's working remotely,
Oh boy, someone's
he's able
connected.
to he's able to what is it I was able to ask a question about finance during the happy hour that they were having, and it sort of eased a little bit of my concern. But now that I'm thinking about it more, I guess like it's not really like I'm not going in one flat direction, right? There's still like some different areas I could go to. So as long as I keep in mind what I want and make those right decisions, I'm pretty sure I turn out fine. And if you're wondering what I was concerned about, is like being forced to um, do extremely long hours of, because at this moment in time I don't imagine myself doing that. Maybe I'll change over these 4 years, but um, my current self was just slightly put off by um, seeing how in some time intervals I might have to work 60 or 80 hours when usually in we always hear like people don't work that much, but it might end up being the opposite way, right?
Yeah, no,
What
not
we
at
hear
first.
usually
Yeah.
might not be exactly true.
Like
But along with
60 or
finance,
80 hours are the lab hours I have to take for my research unit
yeah,
next
exactly
semester.
right. Yeah, see, I might get more accustomed to like what actually happens as I continue to experience things. Can I like add something onto this cell because it sort of goes along with the whole
Yeah,
connections and
go ahead. Go ahead.
okay. So I was thinking of taking finance, but not only finance, like because I also wanted to keep some of the computer science along with me because I feel like way to describe it is like in a company, right? Um, a lot of the decisions are made by the people like that are like higher or the people that are able to predict what's the best decisions for the company to
So
make,
basically,
and
investment algorithms.
that would fall with the what is it whoever knows the finance, right? But then who's going to implement all like the those algorithms and who's going to do the work after hearing those decisions. Those fall to like the um, other majors and including the what is it people who make those algorithms, right? So I wanted to keep some of those that computer science with me, so that's why I want to take some data science classes. And right now I'm currently learning Python and getting help from Eileen every now and then, so I can know a bit of both worlds, a bit of both perspectives. So even if I'm unable to like do what is it make really algorithms really well, I'll still be able to understand that world better, and that'll allow me to communicate my ideas and like what I'm looking for, and understand uh, the people who are working on those algorithms, full time, a lot faster and clearer.
Eileen, how much are you charging for lessons?
You could use Code Academy.
I
What?
mean, I
Code
think Code
Academy.
Academy is not really going to get you far in the beginning. So basically, you can just find all the I mean, I've learned Java like before in class. I'd have to review the syntax and stuff, but um, all I need to do now is probably just practice using the Python. So code, and by that I mean just like working on stuff in the IDE myself. I did Code Academy at the beginning at first, but it felt kind of slow since it's like the way it teaches is like you don't know a programming language, which or have no experience
So
with coding.
you'd
Which
say it's not worth paying?
well, I don't know. I didn't pay for it, so I can't say that. I just say
Oh, you did the
it,
1 week
it doesn't
trial,
fit me.
right?
No, I just use my school account.
There's a free version, and then there's also a pro version. The pro version gets you more stuff. Um,
Right, right.
My
but I don't
I
think
school
was
you need to
account
do that.
let me
contemplating
use
taking the
Pro.
Python course there, which requires the pro version, but it has a 1 week free trial. So I was wondering if I could just binge it in the first week.
You
No,
could
but
try.
there's a free trial for the pro version, but you can still do like stuff without the pro version.
Right, yeah, I know.
Yes, I know you know. So you're a fourth year chemistry major. So sure
I'm
you
a
know some.
Foursquare major. I know you know that. I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, oh,
Okay.
oh boy, I haven't been on the Foursquare court for like a good half year now. Sad.
Why don't you just say
Oh,
you're retired?
Well,
So then it sounds
well,
even better
I
when you
guess
get back to school.
now's the time where we all mope
well,
about the current situation of education right now.
I have
Everything's
no
going
education.
online. Everyone's using Zoom, I presume.
No, I'm done with school.
Yeah. Well,
Like
I mean,
what is or was
So
well,
what my school did was they just assigned stuff on Google Classroom and we just did it because we already had all the end of the year stuff set up. And like some teachers would like post videos for you to like take notes on and yeah. Like for calc, my calc teacher posted videos daily, 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 daily. As you could you could see that that I'm suffering by like my tone. Like I suffered.
Generation Z stands for Zoom.
Oh,
It was
yikes.
already.
World
was
War
already-
Zoom, boys. World War Zoom.
Or War Zoom.
World War Zoom. Oh, yo, what made everyone choose their majors?
I just love talking with people, and I love people.
Did you say you
So
love
anyway,
cocking people?
yes, no, I said I love talking with people.
Cocking
And
people? Cucking people?
Clocking. Okay. He talks with them. If he doesn't like them, boom.
Them.
Clocked out, bro.
Shit, bro, he's cucking people.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
why he's
Yeah,
that's why he's doing a
people.
psychology major, man. He wants to
Nah,
get into the
I
head.
Nice.
I was gonna do a music major until I realized after I got accepted to the music school that I would have to be paying 2 separate tuitions, and I'm like, yeah, I can't afford
Oh
that.
yeah, not only do we want you to be our resident guitarist, we also need you to be our money bag as well.
You're
Not only do we need you to carry our faculty musically, also financially.
please make the bank. Thank you. Heart.
Oh man.
Hmm. Anyone else?
Sorry, LD, you sounded like you wanted to say something.
Say what when?
Oh, I thought you got cut out like earlier before.
I was just bouncing my chin on my knee.
Ah, yes, I was also scratching my back earlier as well.
What the fuck?
What about you, Hype?
Me? Why did I pick computer?
Is there any
All right.
interesting
I
reason you
got you.
chose
I
comp
got
sci
you. You
for
ready?
the
Are you
100th
ready?
time?
Are you ready? All right. Oh, guys, I love medicine. Oh, son, you should become doctor. Okay, I'll become doctor. Years later, in teen stage, fuck, dude, should I spend 10 years of my life in solitary confinement in a fucking medical school? No, no, okay, no, no. Plus, in reality, it doesn't matter because I sit in front of a computer basically every day. So yeah, computer science the way to go for me.
I feel like that's a very universal reasoning, but don't quote me on that.
This is personal. This is personal. Trust me, personal. You could tell because I was being very
I can tell
detailed.
you're not like the other girls.
Oh, okay, so
Big girls don't cry.
girls don't cry.
How the people? Oh, I would send a meme right now, but no, it'd take too long. Never mind. Eh, eh, at this point, I think I'm gonna drop you all guys another question on the topic of the whole online education thing. Here's something for you to chew on. So, as you know, most schools have opted for Zoom, or in Hype's case, maybe Google Classroom. I've for me, we've been doing our lectures on Zoom, and we've
Oh,
had
sorry,
our
sorry.
lectures uploaded on Google Drive as well. Yeah.
Other people do oh fuck do it on Zoom. Like my little brother, also in high school, is doing
Also
some of his
has
classes on Zoom. Like, of course, it's just like meetings on Zoom because he's special ed.
yeah.
It's just meetings rather than like actual classes, of course.
So my question is, with how prevalent Zoom is, and with all the with all the limitations and problems that have made Zoom a meme in this period, my question is, why don't schools use something else like Discord, for example?
Or
Why don't they
Skype.
use
Why
something?
why are you forgetting Skype? You know, Skype was the OG. You're just like completely dissing it. Like you're completely
Dude,
ignoring the
I
OG
contact my
OG,
supervisors through
bro.
Skype, okay? Please. I
Liz,
had
you're
my
like
first meeting with my
ignoring
supervisor
Skype
through
like it
Skype.
never existed, bro.
But I want to bring up Discord in particular because Discord is a very it's a
It's very
platform that has a lot of bells and whistles. And
it
is
was
there
good.
any
No,
particular?
no, no. Like back pre-Zoom, Discord was definitely top better because like kids like you could get hacked if you were on Zoom. But now like they made it more secure. But like back when it was like starting out, it was like horrible. But now it's
Discord?
I guess viable. No,
Yeah,
Zoom.
my
Discord
question.
is.
So I have two questions, and wait, Hype, did you just cut out?
Did I?
Yeah,
I think we
okay,
all
never
just
mind.
got out.
I have I have I have a two-part of a question, and you guys can address any part of this. Um, First part is, why do you think schools don't tend to use Discord as much? Because as you know, well, as you're hopefully aware, during this period, Discord has made a huge push, at least on social media, trying to brand itself as, oh, we're use us as your next education platform. We've rolled out classrooms and server templates and all that to help you get started on your own online classroom. They made a whole huge push on that. Yet I don't think it's like, for me, I've never heard any institution actually use Discord. Why is that? My second question is, would you as a student prefer to use Discord as the platform for education, or would you prefer not to mix business with pleasure? You may answer any part of this question.
Well, I
If
think
you
for the first part, oh, um, basically, when I actually looked into that ironically for the first part of that question or the first question, and it's not just the fact that Discord is an option. It's more in the fact of like I see it as all legal reasons. Like the thing is, I'm not gonna say Zoom is any better than Discord, but like Discord itself has dealt with a lot of issues of their own, being the fact that there's a lot of controversial things about it and how it's run and like who runs it. And the thing is, for any, we're just gonna use the county for example, because I'm not gonna go school by school, but I would imagine, county wise, they're gonna choose an option that isn't as controversial and that wouldn't, you know, that doesn't look as bad. And the thing is, to be honest with you, I've never heard of Zoom until this whole thing started. So, Zoom being kind of
facts.
non-existent, you know, of course schools are going to be like, "Hey, you know what? Like we've heard nothing bad about this. There's nothing controversial about it. Like we're least likely to get screwed over if we use this than we are with these other apps and these other, forms of communicating that have all these controversial, topics being thrown at them." And again, I still think it's just all down to legal reasons for the most part, but I can be wrong.
So you're saying there may be things worse than just getting photo bombed during an online class.
Well, I mean, who knows?
I mean,
Discord.
wait, hang on. Did anyone else wanted to say something? Or
um Zoom and Discord are basically play because like Zoom you could have a background that just a virtual background to troll. Yeah. So
Or
we
get
can
Zoom bomb.
play. It's the same. It's the same stuff. Like Discord, you could use it for work if you wanted to. Like Discord really does have more options compared to Zoom, which is just basic as bland as crap. No offense, Zoom, but I really think that Discord's better in
but the
general.
thing with Discord, with the thing with Zoom is that your institution can create accounts for everyone.
Discord, I know, and Discord. Well, Discord, you could
Is
do it too. You just have to
You
use
can do it
your
too.
own email, like your school email.
So are you saying with Discord, a school can actually register all their student emails in there and have accounts pre-made for everyone to just log into? Because I know for me, for Zoom, I was never required to create an account myself. Our uni just linked it to our existing uni accounts, and we just had to we just had to log in through like a portal that was like connected to most of the other uni services that were provided to us. Is this possible for Discord as well?
Discord probably, because like all you have to do is freaking no, you just have to make an account. It's pretty straightforward. Like they all can, since they have access to our emails and stuff. Like they could just
Yeah.
do it.
But is
So
it the school making the emails or the school telling the students to make the
no,
accounts? Because I feel like that's a big difference.
schools already make like the emails for you, because like
Yeah.
they
What
have
about the accounts?
the accounts. You could make it yourself if you had to. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure they do that with your Zoom anyways. Like, you have to make it yourself. Like,
Oh,
you have to
is
create an account.
that what you did? Because what I said was that our uni just linked our uni account to our Zoom, so it was less of us making an account. It was just us logging in with our usual details.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I had to
Actually,
log in with
to
my
go along
own,
with that,
my personal email in
um,
order to like join like the orientation Zoom meeting that they had. So
Sorry, LD. What were you saying?
so you guys are talking about school and Discord usage, right? I actually remember that I do have an experience with that. It was pretty recent because after COVID happened and school ended and after spring break, I say ended, but it basically ended because we didn't really, unlike you guys, we didn't have our, at least for seniors, we didn't really continue classes. It was more of just studying for APs. So we didn't don't that's the only thing we had in our mind. But some other underclassmen and some seniors had the option to do industry certifications for Microsoft stuff and Autodesk if you're an engineering student. So what they did was they made a Discord, and I'm pretty sure like this one, like it's not like a whole subject. We're not like teaching. There's no like teacher stuff going on. It's just mostly like discussion about the certifications, help with the certifications, and maybe even some school discussion, but that's not really the main point. Like the teachers are in the Discord, the engineering teachers, and then they help us because with the whatever they have, and they keep a leaderboard of who has more certifications. And what we had is like we didn't make new accounts. Like everyone uses their account, but then they nickname themselves with their names in them, so everybody knows who each other is. We didn't have to change our profile pictures either. And I think I wouldn't enjoy having to switch Discord accounts whenever I want to do something school related. So I prefer Zoom. If that was expected, just having to go back and forth in Discord seems like too much work.
true.
Which you're implying the whole reason why schools might have chosen Zoom is because nobody knows what it is, so everyone's starting on the same page. Would that be a valid reason? I'm wondering.
Pretty valid. I think that's valid. Because like everyone's getting news and stuff. I mean, like if they hop in Discord, they'll probably be thinking it's new too. To be
Because
honest,
I'm sure there are a lot of people who harbor more extreme opinions on Discord than Sano himself, like with just a cursory search. Because Discord being controversial is more or less well known as a thing.
that's true. It's had its past drama.
Oh boy, it is the arbiter of drama itself. Have you ever been on a server? Never mind.
Lol.
Yo, calm yourself. We can't just throw shade at.
Eileen, cut that
We
from
can't
the
just throw
tape.
shade at that server. Jesus
Cut,
Christ!
cut, cut.
Anyhow, we've been talking mostly about the school, like the school response to this whole issue. The other part, obviously, was what, as a student, what would be your preference? Would you really want
I
to
want to go to
bring your
school. I want
studies,
I want to risk my life and go to school.
as in the whole? Oh, okay then. Okay then. So you really with the whole Zoom slash Discord thing, would you
Oh,
personally prefer that your study be moved in the same places where you know, hang around with your friends? Is that something you would want?
just
Or
FaceTime my friends and things. There's no point in even doing Zoom if I'm just gonna go talk to my friends. If I'm be real, like
anyone else?
The thing
if
is, one of the biggest things I think with Zoom specifically is there's also a time limit, but it depends on your teacher whether or not they actually bought the Zoom membership. But every
that's
Zoom
a
I think can
scam,
only last
dude.
40 minutes.
Why would they
Which
do that?
I
like
have
the thing
premium, by the way. Hit
is
me up, Rose.
hit me
Why?
up. But like the thing
Why?
is for me, okay, if I'm gonna look at this from a different perspective. It's not just Zoom or Discord. It's more in a sense of, it depends on the teachers you have and what you're trying to do. The thing is, if you have a teacher, if you have, let's just say you have 7 teachers, right? Because that's normally in high school, unless you had a shorter schedule this year. Like normally, if you have 7 classes and 3 of them are doing Zooms, that's going to take up at least like 3 hours, right? Minimum of time. And
Which
I'm not
is
gonna
not
lie with you,
much compared to actual hours in school.
that's true, but I'm not gonna lie with you. Zoom itself, I didn't learn anything from Zoom lessons. I don't know what it was, but when it comes to learning from a Zoom lesson,
I feel you.
it was pretty much everyone in the first 20 minutes was like, haha, COVID, yeah, it's really annoying. All right, now let's start talking about this. It always started the same. Because like the thing is, I think naturally everyone was practically feeling the same way. Like even if you're a strict ass teacher, like, this is still, this is happening and you can't just sit here and ignore it. For an AP teacher, AP teachers had one thing in mind, the AP exam. Other teachers,
give
and
up.
hey, yeah, they just gave up too practically. My orchestra teacher
Other
gave up
teachers
4
throw their
assignments.
textbooks on the floor. Hang on, go
I still
ahead.
need to return my books. Like, bro,
Oof. Yeah, but basically, for me, the issue that I didn't come across myself personally because I didn't really have to worry about like class workload, but I knew from a lot of people that some teachers were seeing this as an opportunity that you have all day now, and since you're no longer restricted to something like Zoom or Discord, you can be given even more work without like with less of the instruction, which for
That's
me the issue that for me is one of the biggest issues I saw with
that's
online school
actually
because
true. My little brother was receiving homework every single day when he
and
was
like
on Zoom,
little instruction.
and he was
That's
struggling to actually just break even with the work. As soon as he goes back to school, which has been like for the last few weeks since we've been faring pretty well here, it was back to like her assignments, like homework 2 or 3 times a day, like something more manageable.
Yeah, the thing is, one of the main issues, funny enough, at school is that, especially if you're a kid taking a bunch of like AP classes, you tend to realize that teachers really don't take into account, very rarely do they take into account the other classes you have, right? But that's
Yeah,
fine because the main
count.
issue isn't them. I think it's more the main issue is the fact that there's 7 classes you have to take to begin with.
all
You
right.
know, and if anything, that can come down to schedule managing or just, your own time management. But again, there's a difference between like good time management and reasonable time management to where you can sustain yourself and be healthy. But let's be fair, no one in this chat is healthy. Like, or at least like not as healthy as they want to be.
Dying.
I would imagine. Exactly. So like that's the thing. When it comes to time management, the issue is not only do you lack the communication, regardless if you're on Zoom or Discord, because you can't physically even come up to your teacher really for the most part. That and it's just a whole different environment
I was gonna
practically.
say that too. You good. You took the words out of my mouth. I now I don't have to say it. Thank you.
And like that's the thing, like and that's the thing that I really did not like about the whole thing. Because yes, it is amazing that you have all this time. But again, that all got thrown out the window as soon as you were throwing on assignment after assignment. It got to the point where I noticed that again, it was workload increase, instruction not even there really. Like it was like bare minimum instruction, which at that point you're not even learning. You're quite literally just stressing yourself out at that point, to the point where you're not going to retain anything you learn. So, if anything, my last quarter, I would say I learned absolutely nothing, at least school related. Because like everything that I already knew, because I took 5 APs this year, which one was psychology, comp science, E&M and mechanics, and I don't know why I can't think of the other one right now. It's probably because oh yeah, calculus. Calculus.
Reminds me of my whole music major. I learned a lot about my music faculty, but I learned absolutely fuck all about
See,
music.
I always forget. I always forget about calculus because again, mechanics and E&M and calculus kind of just existed. Okay. Here's the funny thing about mechanics, right? AP mechanics itself wasn't actually too much difficult or too much like more difficult than physics 1 until later on, and then the workload was insane. Like I could not keep up with mechanics stuff anymore. And then with E&M on the other hand, I actually enjoyed E&M a lot more because I'm a lot more of a conceptual person now than I am with math, thanks to calculus. Yeah, I don't like the differential equations or any of that shit. No, thank you. But they exist. Yeah, calc cool, calc cool. But yeah, E&M for me when we got like in depth with how like shit works, even though we really don't know, but we think we know, but maybe we do know. I loved it. Oh yeah, that's the thing. E&M is rare too. E&M is a pretty rare class as an option. If anything, it was probably one of my most favorite classes.
My favorite AP class was AP Lane.
Oh, AP Lane was pretty good. But yeah, mechanics
Oh,
wasn't like it's not too
took AP
overwhelming.
right.
Poop.
Sorry, Ken, did you have anything to say yourself?
We didn't use Zoom. We had other software, so we didn't run the risk of security issues with Zoom. But we did use it for enrollment. And the for
Hang
online
on, just
classes
one
with
question. Did none of you have like your lectures recorded at all?
we had their lectures recorded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, my physics teacher recorded his.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Sometimes I'd check out your physics teacher's videos.
Lol.
Oh,
I'm not even joking when I say that. Actually, AP classes were recorded, if that counts. Like in my school, we didn't recorder, and we didn't even have class. I already mentioned this. Like our school is pretty much done. We didn't have online assignments or. My Chinese teachers try to keep that stuff going a little bit. I'm not sure how many of my because the people in my Chinese class don't really like learning Chinese, or like because they're mostly native speakers. Um, but
oh.
there's the AP, college board, they have done that whole having a lecture, one day a week at a certain time. So it was like still being in class if you're taking AP. If you watch all those videos, I think it's kind of useful actually because the only one I mainly watched was the AP Chinese one, and I could it was really good for my listening. Right, I wish my Chinese classes were like that. I would have learned so many new words. Yeah, she's just
So did you
spoken
just
Chinese.
treat it as a podcast? Did you just lie down in bed and then just sleep to that, and then you woke up with
Maybe not
it?
lie down in bed. I would, watch it, and then if there were words I wanted to remember because I hear them a lot off, then I would, note them down, and try to understand the best I can. I usually sit at my desk. Like on my bed is the time where I find myself either watching media, which is usually Chinese now exclusively, or like more maybe I'm reading for pleasure, The Great Storyteller. And when I'm at my desk, I'm more usually doing something productive, like watching those lectures or composing or practicing Python or reading like a nonfiction book.
Ooh, you read nonfiction? Oh God.
I mean, it kind of helps. Like the two I'm reading right now are
Dude,
statistic of
the only
people.
things I'm reading at this point, if they're not scientific papers, are just books on music history.
Well, one of my
I
nonfiction is
don't
like
read
that.
novels anymore, bro.
No, no, your enjoyment's gone. No.
The dark side.
I think I'm
Yeah,
having a
well,
good time here.
oh,
I
I don't
think
know,
I'm
man. The last time I read an English novel was for English class, so I don't know about the enjoyment part.
No, like I thought you meant
English
light
was good.
novels. Oh, never mind.
Oh, I don't read light novels, but TOF reads a lot of light novels.
Ooh, okay.
Oh yeah, don't forget, peeps. Next week is gonna be weeb time. So if you do not enjoy this
What do you
college
mean?
podcast, it's gonna be us weebing next week.
Wait,
What's the weeb
what
one?
is this and why don't I know about this?
Kidding.
Is
I'm
this
kidding.
coming
We
up
didn't
now?
plan it yet. We didn't plan it out yet. I'm
Oh,
kidding. I'm kidding.
wait,
Don't kill me.
is this the movie thing? Or
Yeah, I
isn't
was
that?
thinking, are we gonna be watching Makuya this weekend? Is that gonna
Yeah,
be a
that'd
thing?
be cool. That'd be cool. I'd like that.
That
I'd be
sounds
fine
like
with
a
that.
thing. Yeah, we'll discuss that later. So, would you say with all the current arrangements you have right now, would you say if this study was brought onto Discord, would that be too distracting for you?
No, it'd be the exact same.
I actually
Yeah.
think that going along with another reason why people are using Zoom over Discord is that Zoom kind of I think on the surface from what we've seen it's like because it's not really used by most people and students to know about but it implies a more business or like more serious kind of environment. And Discord, because it's known as a gamers like chat, it implies a more casual kind of interaction. So and
Toxic.
and even like
You.
even though the application exists, it doesn't mean that you still can't mess around. Like if you're in a Zoom call, you could still switch tabs and then do other stuff. But if you're in Discord, you can also switch servers and chat with someone else. It's
Lol.
just the way it looks.
People be
Maybe
swearing.
because it looks so good, it just looks like it looks too comfortable and looks too casual. So it
The thing is, you pull a vice versa, then you do a Zoom call while you're in the Discord.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you pull out your
Who's
trump
gonna
card,
stream the Zoom call right
and
now?
then instead of
I mean
being on that Zoom call, you're gonna be on Skype instead.
Oh
Boom.
my god!
You hit him with a
Right.
double whammy.
You hit him with the house phone.
Like the landline, like the one.
The landline. No, the ones that you just find they're like randomly around the streets. Just one of those.
God, please, how are you gonna take that with you, bro?
Yeah, just rob it. Just take it.
Dude,
Wait,
I'm pretty sure you go to jail, but okay. What's your
hey,
college life?
not if you leave a note saying you'll return it eventually. And
Eventually,
say it's for educational purposes.
educational purposes. Yeah, I'm just gonna smash it on something real quick. Give me a sec.
I did it for science.
Yeah, science. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, Adi. How's it going? You,
Hey. You cannot get distracted with spectators.
Hey.
dude, if this was a public server, I would have actually muted everyone who wasn't an actual participant. But since this is my personal server, anyone can legit unmute themselves. It,
All right,
I
then
don't
what's the whole point of having the whole cast thing then? Wait,
because I'm only asking questions to the cast.
fair enough. But I mean,
Yeah.
participate, of course.
Yeah.
You just asked.
Is that a question?
Yeah, it's like how I ask Ken like 100 questions and everyone feels sorry for him.
Sorry, Ken.
You're good, Ken. Anyhow, moving on. Our next topic right now. Our next topic. Um, as you know, the whole genesis of this server stems from another server. Basically, anime. What I'm saying is basically most of the
King off
members who
another
comprise
server.
have been members of another server called Annie Music, And the point I'm trying to bring here isn't anime music in itself, but the fact that most of us, for at one point or another, have been interested or have had an interest in music or have even studied music for that fact. However, it's no secret that especially with our current pandemic climate, like music as a business has been struggling more than ever. Like legit, I literally did a unit this semester called music business because I have to do it for my music major, and they legit last minute turned one of their lectures into a lecture on how music business in the COVID-19 climate, and it was just basically about how we all screwed, man. What to do? Anyhow, you get the gist. So, because we know, and Sayano has also said that he was going to do music. He was going to do a music major until he found out that people were just going to use him as a money pig, and that is quite a universal thing across music majors. Oh,
yeah,
don't ask me. My question now is, whether you're just a pure casual or have more pro ambitions. Because I know, for example, Sayano still wants to try study music production in his own time. Whether you're casual or pro, how do you plan to sustain your musical interest, musical ambitions, going into college studying a major that isn't music? Or do you even plan to do so?
Actually, you want to go first, Ina?
No, you can go. You can go.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
You're
I actually had like well, not really a discussion, but I mentioned this when I had a question when I was talking to Wisnu, because on a composition I'm working on right now, which is like mainly like string focused. He's like helped me like notice some things I could do, like how like this fits this form and stuff, but ignoring all that. I was thinking, because now my Ableton live trial is coming to an end. They you extended it to 90 days, which is pretty useful, but now I have to like actually buy it. But since it's coming to an end, it felt like an end in like the beginning of my experimenting with Ableton, right? And then I was asking Wisnu how he like what is his like workflow, and he admitted that he doesn't have like the best strictness with himself when it comes to
no,
composition.
you
But
don't ask Wisnu about his
yeah,
time organization,
yeah,
man. Oh, there's a competition coming up. Oh, I better write a composition the day before it's due.
yeah. But
Procrastination.
And he
um,
still wins the goddamn competition. But
Holy shit. Flex.
but
This is flex at its finest.
he did remember he remembered that one thing he's heard in one of his lectures was that his teacher or whoever was talking told him to like try and compose every day a little bit, so you run that muscle, you keep using it. So what I'm trying to do is, once I buy Ableton for real, I'm going to try and have that 1 minute composition each day. Probably I'll do that in MuseScore, since it'll be like more melody and harmony focused, and I won't really be working on like a full song with that 1 minute. Well, there are songs that are 1 minute long, but I kind of I'll see what I want to do. But that and also at the same time have like one every week to try and finish one composition, maybe 2 minutes long, not like the 6 minute one I'm working on right now. Just so I can like try and practice being able to compose on demand, which is like something you practice in AP Lang in a way, right? Like trying to be able to write on demand. Because it doesn't matter how good you are in certain situations, right? You want to, when it comes to like trying to provide for another person, yeah,
It's
or like you're
hard.
trying to compose for a certain cause, right? If you're unable to like be unable to be satisfactory whenever you need to be satisfactory, then you aren't really, it doesn't really seem like you'd be as of worth to whoever's trying to hire you.
is this an attack on me? Hello. I can be satisfactory when I want to.
Okay, so it's okay. No one means any harm. No one means any.
I
So
miss
I'm just trying to
sports.
say that I'm
Ay!
just trying to continue, trying to
Anyhow,
like
I just
um
wanted to confirm something. Ableton's a music production software, right?
yes, it is.
Ah,
I'm that's why
yes.
uh, it is a production software, yeah. But you can still do stuff with it, right? It's not like
Yeah,
um
sure.
because the direction I want to go in is not just to focus on orchestral. I kind of want to like try and experiment other stuff, and Ableton, music production would lend itself more to that. I actually kind of there was in TSA when I was in my school, there was such thing as a music production competition, but I kind of hated it because um of the certain songs that won and the certain songs that did well. Like I remember in my first year when I was the upperclassman and I was playing piano and we made this like little thing which was really bad. We ended up still
Okay,
like
but
in the
have you ever
finals.
taken AP Music Theory?
No,
Oh, sorry, go on.
We don't talk about those
I don't
days.
need to take AP music theory because um all I do is click notes. All I do is click the keys and see if the keys will click back to me.
That's what I thought too. I
Yeah.
was wrong.
Clicky clacky, C key, go clicky clacky.
That's how you
Yes.
play,
If
right?
the keys don't click back, then I know it doesn't work. Because it's like, um, oh, this whole thing reminds me of like what is it? If you're an artist and you the best the most the dream you'd have is like to be able to be drunk on nothing and be able to see illusions which normal people wouldn't see. Um, which I kind of wish I would have that, like it's spontaneously being able to experience fantastical things,
You're not
you
just
know.
satisfied with synesthesia. You want to step it up a level and have synesthesia. You're saying, please
um
laugh.
I never use the word synesthesia. I mean, because the hardest part about what is it creation, right, is like coming up with like you can't rely on inspiration, which is also part of the reason why I want to continuously like force myself, but not, I don't want to say force myself because like force implies like it's not really a good word for like positivity, but I'm trying to like push myself. Yeah, I'm trying to push myself to be able to like make short things within within each week, so I can focus more on getting stuff out and trying to like increase my. I'm not trying to make the song sound bad, right? I'll try to work on songs that fit the time frame, but trying
So
to
I guess the ultimate question is,
yeah,
any
yeah.
point plan to monetize all of this, or is this purely just for fun? Oh well, I'm
Okay,
not saying
so
it can't be for fun otherwise,
So
but
what you're saying is
is this some
you're
is
gonna
this
split
something
up
that
your
you
money.
plan to take at least, are you going to take a step into the professional arena, or
I'd
are
want
you
to.
just going to keep this to yourself? You want to?
I don't want to. I actually in the well outside of the time I mentioned with you and NSTCH, there was like another experience I had, but that didn't like go well. But right now, since I'm still it's still summer break and before college while I have time, I'm trying that's why again that's why I'm trying to like compose more and try to encourage myself to compose more so I can get more experience so that when I do I do want to. I want to like it'd be like I think I'd feel satisfied. I think I'd be more satisfied trying to like become a part of something, a part of like a group, and then being like um creating something for it than if I was just composing on my own. Like after thinking about it a little bit. Um and as for how I've started, I'm just as of now, I'm just trying to get more what is it experience with the software. Like I said, this whole time was pretty much like a trial period for me. I've only been using Ableton for 3 months, but one of those months and a little bit more was kind of like cut out because of AP exams. Um, still, um,
I'll tell you
I'm actually
something.
in like a music. Wait, yeah, go on.
Oh no, actually no. I thought you were going to finish up.
Well, it's not really important, but I've uh, joined. I've been in a server which is, and this is the server where I got the um what is it, Made in Abyss soundtrack stuff, and also the same server where I got some insight on the difference between tonal, atonal, and 12 tone using, was it Schonenberg, I think? Because I never
Schoenberg.
listened to his. Yeah.
Hold that thought right
But
now.
yeah, go on.
Now
Yeah.
that you mentioned the Made in Abyss soundtrack, I was gonna say if there was anything in the music, like in music right now, that's actually burgeoning, even in this current climate, I would say there's two things right now, and it's especially prevalent whichever social platform I go. The first one is the whole transcription business. Yeah, more people than ever are using things like Sibelius, MuseScore, Finale, all these things. That's been around for a while. But the other thing that's becoming much more prevalent these days is the whole field of music production. And you can say that, well, with transcription and music production, you can just download the software, just go look at some online tutes. Anyone can learn that, and sure, that is a reason why it's become popular. However, well, not however, but with the as we've seen with like soundtracks like the Made in Abyss OST, Kevin Penkin and all that, there is a legitimate value in being good at music production. Like, as popular as it is, some may say it's even underrated at this time. And so you have a bunch of as amateurs or aspiring pros going into this field hoping to get a piece of this pie. So my question, and this is, I guess, directed to Cyano, since he is also an aspiring music producer. What is your motivation in doing music production of all things? Do you have these considerations in mind, or is it something else that drives you?
Well, for me, I've been pretty much working with music ever since I was 4. And if I'm gonna be honest, like music for me, like I don't know, it's always been something that I've loved to do, which for that's something that I've always wanted to keep with me. Like growing up, I pretty much, funny enough, as talkative as I am, I was a very like lonely like person for like the first half of my life. So practically like, playing guitar, playing piano, or just anything, like making any type of music, like that was pretty much like what I love to do. Later on, I did develop like a sense for composition and like music production, but in the way, or like in the sense that, I would have an experience and then I would make a song about it. And for me, what I realize is, for me, my motivation mainly comes from making those experiences. And, I can't make music without the emotion of it, funny enough. So, if anything, what drives me isn't just the music itself, but the meaning for the music. And I think that's something that's always like driven me. That's why I chose music as a side hobby, because whether or not it makes any money or not is, what I don't really care about per se. I care more about the meaning within the music when I make it. And that's kind of just always been the way I've seen music. You know, Obviously there's times that I like to connect with other artists and see, what drives them to make music. But for me, that's mainly where I make my music and how I make it, really.
What about the recent drive towards music production than something, say, like
Collaborate.
classical guitar? Because you
Oh,
got into your college's guitar program, right? And quite easily, from what I've heard.
hmm.
But that's not what you want to do, even despite having the chops. So what what was the determinant in leaning towards your current status right now?
So, like, to choose psychology or
Psychology, music production. We've been through why you
yeah,
ended up choosing psychology. But
yeah.
what about music production? Did you see anything in that?
Well, the thing is, like I said, music, and I think something that I noticed that you said as well that was really important is a lot of people do sleep on music production itself. The importance of music. I think music is an insanely powerful like tool for literally anything. Like anything with good music can make it 10 times better, if not 100,000 times better. So if anything, I've always had an interest for it because it's something that's always going to be in my life. It's something that I pay attention to a lot. For some people, they hear a song, they'll be like, okay, cool, nice song. All right, go next. But for me, I'm that one guy that analyzes a song for years on end, even if
All
it's
right,
just
Tristan.
one note, even if it's just you know, even if it's just one like beat that I didn't hear, or the subtle tones that musicians add that you don't really hear them because you're not really supposed to, but they're there to add more to the actual. It's like it's what makes the music what it is, practically. So all those tiny details, I pretty much eat that shit up, practically. And like I
Makes
said, that's
sense.
why I sleep.
I'm looking forward to to you composing for my Foursquare documentary sometime soon. Hopefully it'll make it 10 times better.
I'll make it as dramatic as possible. Like every single time you hit that ball, it's just gonna. Oh my god, it's gonna be great. I'm excited for that.
Anyhow,
Can you get a camera on the ball?
pun?
Can you get a camera on the ball?
A GoPro.
How to break a GoPro?
Oh yeah.
I can
Oh
already
yeah.
see it in my
Top
head.
spin's gonna be a doozy. Anyhow, I'd like to open this up to the other people like Hype, Ken, as people who I'm assuming don't have any like pro ambitions. Basically just taking this whole music thing casually. Like, do you still play piano? Do you still practice your instrument? What are you doing with music as you go into college?
Uh, for me, I just
Oh, you're
play
teaching clock
casually.
guitar right now, right?
Yeah, partially.
Yeah, how much are you
Yeah.
charging, bro?
Not yet because I'm
And,
still a
and do I
beginner.
get a seniors discount?
Yeah, and yeah.
This
Well.
bitch ain't charging shit.
Well, I can charge you more. Maybe
That'll make
a
you
couple
happy.
of
Is that point
bucks.
zero 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 one?
He can charge you
No,
with assault.
but yeah.
I'll charge batteries.
I and also
Batteries.
because music instruments. I'm a, I'm also interested in game development because I also want to work in that environment, and also it's not also just music production is not also just on anime media and music itself. You can also get good music in games. So good games has good music, and with good music, you will feel the emotions of the games there. And in this story, it gives and shares. And I, I'm learning towards making a game and also having an experience in music production in order to
Oh, so
more
you're gonna go for the whole package.
familiar. Yeah, yeah. I'm in, I'm interested in a lot of ga- games. Yeah.
I see. Well, actually, you're not the only person who's going for the whole. Oh, I'm gonna make a game and do the gameplay, do the composing, write the script. I think that's been quite a big thing since games like Undertale. So you're not alone there. I mean, 5 out of 100 people. That's the stat. 5 out of 100 people. What about you, Hype? Hello, Earth to
I'm
Hype. Wait, can anyone hear Hype right now?
I can't hear hype.
Hang on, let me ping him.
He went out and wash up.
He's practicing his skills. Don't disturb.
Oh, really?
Too focused.
Hmm.
I don't practice piano too much now, though. I right now I'm mostly working on trying to relearn stuff.
Actually, you guys have all been talking about I'm going to do music production and
Yeah.
produce my own games. How many of you still actually practice your instruments?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I do
I
practice
do.
it. I just don't like practice with the intent to play piano. I don't consider myself like a pianist anymore. Like I don't. I feel like ever since I met Yusel, actually, my like in my heart.
Oh yeah. You're gonna blame it on me, bro.
Oh, damn.
I
Yeah,
quit
because
piano
of you.
because I
Because
met
of you, I
Cell.
heard Hoffman. I listened to Hoffman because I met you, and ever since then, in my heart, I knew I wasn't a pianist anymore.
Oh
That's
no! Oh no!
But I
I
still play
don't know
piano.
whether I succeeded or failed.
Dream
Yeah,
Crusher.
but that's why I'm a compose. I compose now because composing is that's what I actually find funny. Because when I ask pianists, like, why don't you should compose, right? They say composing is too hard for them. But when I'm looking at it, playing piano is way harder. It's like, how do you like in piano if you're not or in any instrument, right? If you're not good at it or understand it enough, you can really tell. I mean, for composition you can too, but I feel like in composition you can get started and see the improvement a lot easier than when you do an instrument. And when you're
Although,
doing an instrument, hello.
with the current classical piano scene right now, you'd wish more pianists actually had composition experience because you can tell
Yeah.
from their playing that
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like form and structure and harmony, like things that pretty much only composers nowadays can see, they don't really see it.
It would help that
And
with that understanding too. Yeah.
yeah,
And
no.
like I said, in that quote I mentioned right there, somewhere, like, what's the point of what is it? Being able to only read a language but not speak it. Like, I say that, but I don't know how to speak Chinese fluently yet. But I'm trying to every day, sort of like whenever I see something or I want to see a short phrase, I'll just try to speak a little bit. But gradually, I think it's important to speak, and that's why that's one of the reasons I compose.
Let's see. Wait, compose? Play?
Compose music production is the same thing, right? What are you talking about? Same difference. I mean, I don't do engraving.
I
That's
feel like
what
we can open up an entirely new topic on that, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
refrain.
yeah.
Anyhow,
Yeah.
if hype still hasn't come back, I think we'll just launch into the final topic for today, right now, and I'm hoping this will be more of a short one. And oh, did Chris leave as well?
Who's Chris?
Yeah, he left.
Yeah.
Whoops, dropping first names here.
Yeah, he left. He sent a message that said that he had to
Way
head
to
out.
docs.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Well, this is got
Good hope.
this whole
Good
thing's gonna
hoping.
near its end as well, and I'm hoping that this will be more of a short and a fun topic as compared to before. My final topic is what are your and I think I'll have everyone go through at least once. What is your most recommended group assignment tactic? Because I have a feeling that even in US college, group assignments are going to make a big portion of your coursework. I mean, it definitely is where I am. So I wanted to hear from all of you. What is your best tried and true group assignment tactic? Like, how do you deal with this?
Video production by Cortic. Script by Cortic. Post production by Cortic.
Really?
Well,
You were that kind of
well,
character
now,
in your group? I would have never thought.
um, I guess it depends on the project, right? But I'd try to. Well, it's not tried and true because in the previous group projects I have, it's mostly um, I'm not sure. I can't even hope for different people in college, honestly. But what I like to do is get together and then plan. Even if I have to lead the discussion, like plan everything
Oh, you
out.
lead the discussion. Oh,
I
all
mean,
right.
sometimes if I have to, because like what is it? Sometimes people that are uninterested in doing anything or they want to do the minimal, and I feel like if you're doing the minimal in a group assignment, then you're not really getting as much out of it. Like it's like they're doing minimal to save time and save effort, but if you do the minimal, you I feel like you lose more than you gain when it comes to, because when you try to, I mean, I'm gaining stuff, right? So I don't mind if they don't try. I still gain by trying. Um, like what is it? In a way that has helped me. But aside from that, I try to plan at first, and then afterwards, um, if I have to, I don't. I kind of don't want to, but check. If I'm forced to, like, I'll check up on them, or we'll have like schedule what is it? Have like a to-do list, and then try and like meet that to-do list and like present what we have. Not by present, I mean just like share what we have
So
so
basically,
far.
what you're saying is you're in charge of all the delegation.
I think if no one is going to be in charge of that, no one's trying, then if I want the assignment to go well, then I'm more than willing to step up to that. But if there's
So
person,
basically, to quote a certain person in this VC right now,
yeah.
make the group chat seem super keen, delegate tasks. Is that your modus operandi?
um, well, if there's a person that decided to, whether they were capable or not, try to lead their group their own way, I might I'll probably let them, and then just maybe like guide them along the
Oh,
way
so
if they need it.
is that the diplomatic section of the group assignment? Is that like, oh, I'll do it unless
No, but
you
they
want
wouldn't
to do
say
it
it. Like,
for me? I can do
they would
that.
like.
I'll just step back.
It's more of like if I don't have to put in the effort to talk that as much, then I don't feel like I'm going to put in the effort. But I'll still make sure to like say whatever's important, make sure everything that's important is heard. Because I hate like that thing where like people they forget, but then when you really think about what people are doing, the kind of people that just forget to do the assignment are usually not using their time, or like most of their time, the best they could be.
I'm back.
So I mean, it's kind of
That's
like
fact.
it's a little bit frustrating, but I understand that and I expect it. So I try to
Oh, yeah.
incorporate that in my
Yeah.
plans.
That's definitely a big part of it. Wait, hi, you there?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, just to catch you up with things, we're on our final topic and it's a short one. It's basically group assignment tactics.
Ah,
Yeah.
easy. This is right. All right. You ask your teacher, class rankings, GPA. Thank you. All right. Hi, smart people. Nice to meet you. I'm Will. Oh wait, yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
Will. Nice
even
to
if they're
meet you.
smart,
I'm here to group to do this group project with you. Yep. Thank you very much. I'll make sure to contribute with moral support.
Okay, before we
okay.
continue, how much of this is fantasy and how much does this actually happens in real life?
Dude, I partner up with my friends who are smart all the time because we're actually friends.
Okay, fair enough.
So
Fair
if I'm
enough.
friends with them, then yeah, I'll do that. But like if they're randoms, then no. Like I already knew my friends' GPAs and stuff and their rankings, but I did it because they're my friends either way.
Ah, yeah, but you make sure your friends are smart, right? The whole
Oh, of
connection business.
course.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
oh yeah,
I'm
man.
friends with a variety. I got,
I bet
you
you
got, you got
rank your
the
friends as
average
well.
people, the smart people. Yeah, I got. Of course, you partner up with the smart ones. You leech. This is how you
And
successfully win in life. You leech off others.
oh, that's. I wish that was less true, but yes, that
It
is the
it
case.
it is true. It
That
is
is.
true.
Oh yeah. And is your contribution to those group projects, do they go beyond the moral and go into the realm of the actual?
Yeah, of course I actually have to contribute. I don't
Just
want to be
making
dead
sure.
weight. I'd feel bad because I asked if I could join. So
So I'm guessing you're the
So
one usually being delegated, I guess. You
yeah,
let all the
you're the
smart
one.
friends do the
Hype
thing.
is the one that I'm
no, I
delegating
also
stuff to.
contribute.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
The only time I won't
How
contribute if
how
they're
about
too
you,
smart.
Ken? You spent most of your year in a research project working with other people. How'd you manage
Oh,
that?
oh.
Was that successful for you? I felt like that it was successful for you.
With just kinda, yeah. But the uh group, they call it the. uh, there's a specific word for this one. Group. It's not the best, but it's still okay. But
Right.
uh, the problem is with the delegation of tasks. That's the problem I had with, because we just uh without being without delegating it, and we just did it on our own, and gave the contributions. So we did it uh that contributes it as a whole. Uh, and we didn't really progress much because the task tasks we were doing, uh, we did it one by one, and it didn't progress us much in the whole grand scheme of things.
So you're
So that's why we had,
basically saying you did all of your own parts by yourself without too much coordination. Is
yeah,
that what?
that's not by myself, but I had to ask others how to do it, and then uh, did it myself, then pass it as a
Sorry, what did you just
and
say?
ask,
Pass it on as a what?
okay, pass the contribution I did. Yeah,
Oh, so were you just playing hot potato?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
amazing.
With it, yeah.
I'm still surprised. Well, now that you say that, I'm surprised it turned out as well as it did. Like with that whole video thing, like how did that work? That whole video proposition you made, like who did the editing? Who actually directed
I
it?
Oh yeah. Our leader uh just gave us tasks, and with no direction, and just I just volunteered to do the editing,
Oh
the
damn! All
whole
right,
editing myself. Yeah, and
because was it easy? Was that something that was easy for you?
it was not, because I didn't know what the script, uh, what's the background of this one, and what's the script, and he just said it's the script of uh, it's just basically our whole defense just edited in camera. So just did that, and edited it like defense, with the fancy fonts and music, and then
Oh,
I
yes, the
passed it.
music. Oh,
Yeah.
mate, I'll tell you, this is something I always do. Just always volunteer to do the easy parts, or at least the easy parts, or
Yeah.
Looks like you
the parts that are
contributed.
easy for you. So you do the work, you spend less effort, but other people can't complain about you for lack of work. You always
Seniority.
take the
They did.
initiative and swipe that introduction for yourself.
Yeah.
This is
That's
not.
basically
It's not
swiping
scamming. It's being smart.
doing nothing.
It's not scamming. It's being smart.
That's like you
Shh. No one talks about what.
advantage of leeching off of others
Shh. No one
while
talks
also contributing something. Yeah, parasite.
Shh. No one needs to know. Shh.
I'll tell you what I did for a recent assignment that I had to do. It was the final assignment for our music business unit. Oh God, we had to write a whole hat. We had to go into groups, and we had to groups of like 5. We had a group of 6, and we had to basically compile a handbook on a topic, on an approved topic, and that was related to the whole music business thing. And so we chose, our topic was basically setting up a music studio. It was originally going to be like a piano studio and all that, but we decided to generalize it, like how setting up a studio, basically what to buy, what resources you did, yada 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 yada. So first thing I did, okay, the first meetings were obviously about, okay, how are we going to split this topic up? Um, what every person was supposed to do, because everyone was supposed to contribute like uh 400 words on a particular section of the topic they were doing, and there was going to be like a general introduction of 200 words. So basically, what happened was, with the whole splitting the task up and the whole delegation, I made sure I was in charge of that. I made sure I was the one dictating what topics, well, not which top who took which topic, just dictating what the divisions were going to be like, because I had a very clear idea that I wanted to take over the financial part, like the whole, taxes like tax file number, business stuff, invoicing, and all that. I had a clear idea. I wanted to do that part of whatever topic we're doing. So how do I get myself to do that part? Simple. I do the rest of the divisions myself. You know, split it up into 6 parts, and then I can say, hey, I'm going to take the financial part. That was the first thing I did. Second thing I did, there was this very dumb requirement, which stated, for the whole introduction of 200 words, um, everyone had to contribute, and nobody really knew what that meant. And they were like, people were thinking, wait, do we all have to write a sentence ourselves and then just bundle it together? So I decided, mate, that was dumb. Why don't you all just send me dot points and I'll just whap it out? So making it sound like I'll do the work, but hey, I'll do the work if you actually do the work for me. That was the other thing I did. Um, and then by the t- and then I guess the last thing I did, although this was more of an afterthought. I pretty much told my group in advance, oh sure, after you finish your shit, I'll just combine all the PDFs and actually do the submission, as long as you do the formatting. Yeah. There's always got to be a counterweight. So yeah, if I were to say what my general approach to group assignments are, my general approach is definitely to take the initiative, but make sure you but every time you take the initiative, there always has to be a counterweight to the deal. You can't just, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. You know, like for another example, like
Wait, if
another
you're good
example,
at something, don't do it for free.
yeah, if you're yeah,
Dude, then why was I doing math for free? Okay, you know.
Oh,
Okay.
uh,
Can you get paid to do
yeah.
math?
You learn, man. You live, and you learn.
You can
Do I
tutor.
have to?
Another strategy I often like to do when there's a presentation aspect to the whole assignment. This happens a lot in science because not only do you have to compile research, you have to present it. Oftentimes, like sort of like a thesis defense, like the whole you present your thing and then people ask you questions. I'd always take charge of that because I know how to deal with questioning. I know how to fill up the time, frankly. That can be another subject. But basically, what I often like to do is, as soon as that group assignment starts, I'll basically tell all my group mates, "Hey guys, I'll take charge. I'll be responsible for all the presentation if you give me the research. I'll make the PowerPoint. I'll figure out a presentation in my head, but you do all the research." And pretty much this, at least in my experience, this always works because most people hate presenting. So they think of this as a weight off their backs. That, oh boy, some kid actually wants to do all the presentation part for us. Phew! I guess I'll do all the research for him then. And I'm here saying like, oh boy, I don't need to do any research. Phew! I guess I'll do all the presentation. It's a win-win situation.
Dude, I hate presenting.
Oh yeah,
Then start liking it.
you'd be a research mule in my group.
Yeah, I probably would be.
Hmm.
Dude, presenting in front of people isn't my
I mean,
thing. It's,
All you have to do is just talk, and
I
then make
know,
sure you
but
talk about what you have
I
to talk
gotta,
about.
dude, I'm scared I'm gonna choke. That's the thing.
If you choke, then just continue. That's basically it.
All
Or
right,
maybe
then I shall
treat it
keep
like a
this in
counter
mind.
performance. You have to sleep before you present, and then it works. Try it
Wait,
next time.
did you say you have to sleep before you present?
I bet
Yeah.
I'll sleep right in front of the class and then be like,
Or maybe you could
Is it time to
sleep
present?
on like up there while everything's getting set up, and then when you're about to start speaking, then wake up, and then everybody will like watch your head wake up, and all the attention's on you. Or
that's
like,
even worse. Oh my god,
no, it's good. It's good. You want like
that's
to
even
engage
worse.
them in some way, right?
That's
Is
even
this, is this
worse.
the
That's
youth
the way to do
version
it.
of Follow Me? Hello?
LD just wants me to suffer. All
Now,
right.
because you're my group member, right? I have to make sure the work gets done.
You want the attention on me, so you don't have to deal with the embarrassment. I see. Wow.
No, the person
Smart.
presenting does. You wouldn't be presenting. I'd be the one doing that hype.
No, I'd be the presenter.
No, I thought you said you hate presenting.
Dude,
Well,
even, the thing is,
I could still do it.
in the end, everyone has to present. But because everyone else has done the research, you actually have the liberty. You actually have the liberty to help out your peeps with their
Help them out.
presenting proportions. Even if it gets to the point where you have to write the script for them, the script is
Yes.
pretty much a readaptation of the research that they've already thrown at you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Translation.
of course, when you take such a presenting role, I'm not suggesting this as like an easy way out in general, because there are a lot of other things you need to keep in mind, like when it gets to thesis defense, for example, how do you cover up for your mates? Because the whole thing is everyone specializes in one topic when during the questioning section, but you have to have a bit of knowledge on every section, so you can basically, in a sense, direct the flow of questioning. If someone's struggling a bit, you have to help cover up. When it gets to you filibuster, you basically pad out the time because it's always going to be 10 minutes. So when
Long
someone asks
presentation.
you a question, you answer the question, and then you ask them to ask you another one back. That's all. I always do this. I always use this one. Oh man.
That way you
But
can guarantee that you know the answer.
exactly. Is
Yes.
it- like one time, somebody asked me. What happens to the macronutrients when you fry chicken? Because yeah, don't ask how we chose that topic, but Yeah, I answered that
I think I remember
question.
this.
And then as soon as I finished answering that question, I asked him, "Do you want to know what happens to micronutrients?" Yeah, he's like, "Sure, sure."
Sure.
Bam, that's another minute down.
How to stall for time the cheap way.
Yeah, because, yeah. I see it as taking pressure off my group partners because yeah, I mean it's the
At the
least
same
you can
time,
do.
you
They
sound
pretty much
smart
carried
because
you, mate.
um,
I Yeah, no, I carried them in presentation, but like the actual work, the actual research,
You got
they're
carried.
carrying me. Yeah, but it's a win-win situation, but because we're all in our preferable positions.
True.
it works.
Yeah.
Yo, can Mr. I'm not participating in podcast participate?
No.
Ah, shiba.
He's learning Korean.
Podcast participated by Cortic. Refusal by Cortic.
Shibai? No, it's shibal, aka Korean swear word. Oh, sorry, no, sorry.
But
Shibal.
so
I'm saying 18. I'm not swearing.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I think I've reached the end of my list of topics. Is there anything else?
Wait,
Anyone?
so I saw in the chat that you guys were paying me for like, were you guys talking about girls?
No, we're
You
talking
trying to
about
get a
Yes.
music.
GF, bro? That's what I saw from
Unimportant stuff.
Claude. So what were you guys talking about?
Music. It was during the period we started talking about music production and practicing our instruments.
So
Oh
Do you want to
yeah.
mention anything? Like, since
I
you weren't
don't
there.
know. It's your choice whether you would want to answer that, but what you
Yeah.
missed was I was asking everyone how they were going to carry their musical interests slash ambitions going to college, or whether they will.
Clock knew my
So
ambition. I
take on
see.
this.
I see. You see, my youth is ending soon. I will
No,
not
it's
be
not
able
ending
to be
hype. Don't
called
say
a
So
that.
high
don't,
school
so
student
don't say
and
that in
cannot
front of
relate
me.
and
It's
cannot
only ending when
relate
you say it ends.
to any of the romance that exists in anime.
Mate, your
So
youth can be immortal on Discord. Okay, you can be a man child there. That's home.
Hmm.
I have my youth is
um,
ending. It's coming to a close. I will not be able to be called a young lad. I will be called an adult. So yes,
no,
I would like
a
to
young
pursue
young kid.
an interest. Wait, did LD leave? Oh,
No, his connection's spot. So my question is, you learned piano, right?
me? Kind of.
Yeah, kind. I don't know. I'm
Kind
pretty
of.
sure.
Kind of small. Very small.
Can you play the C major scale?
Can I play the C major scale?
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, you can play the hardest scale. Congratulations.
I don't
Anyhow,
know.
my
Kidding, I
question
don't know.
is, do you plan to carry that on in any capacity when you go to college, or
Yeah,
when
I
you,
wanted
or
to
is it?
learn more piano in college.
Yay.
Like, I was if there was like a class for piano, I was willing to take it, but so far I cannot find it.
Really?
Huh? That's interesting.
That's weird.
I
That's
see
weird.
music, but I ain't trying
I
to
mean,
take music. General
like,
music, no.
did you like
Mm-mm. That's not
ask
my
like the
style.
college directly? Because I know my piano teacher, she was trying to get me to take what is it? What is it? Classes in college, but I declined because I
Oh,
don't play piano anymore.
I just
Oh,
want to take like
we get it. You're
basic piano.
connected. We get it. People ask you to study piano at their
Must be
college.
nice. Must be nice.
No, it's like it's just to continue, right? Because I didn't even finish. You know how I started learning the third ballad? I'm currently trying to relearn the part I learned and then try to finish it because what is it? That was supposed to be the piece that I finished my last semester with my piano teacher with, and then COVID happened, so that didn't happen.
Aha. Aha.
That was like
Yeah.
supposed
So
to be
you're
the big
dead.
finale, right? Like the after all those well,
Final boss.
here I am
Yeah.
trying to.
But like Chopin himself died eventually of sickness.
Too soon. It happened too soon.
But yeah, I always thought about it.
Why don't you
But
stop
you can't.
thinking and start practicing?
Yeah. I'll start that once my birthday comes around.
Ooh, I'm looking forward. Wait,
That's a
when's your
good
birthday?
one.
Isn't your
July
birthday close
13th.
to mine
July
too?
13th.
July, yeah, mine's July 10th. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, three
I
days
remember it's like
apart. All right.
a friend. I mean, you and maybe you've seen him before, but Ben and me all have like birthdays really close to each other.
Can we celebrate our birthdays together? Like, can we just do it?
Like, what do you mean by celebrate?
Like, can we just like hop in voice and be like happy birthday and just leave?
On online Mario Party. Let's go. Online Mario
Online
Party
Mario
1.
Party. Oh, let's play Scribble. Let's do a birthday party Scribble
I mean,
game.
Scribble seems like more of a thing you do like after something or like something
After
you feel
party?
passionate. But for
Okay.
like for the actual party, I feel like we should do something different.
Wait, what?
To
For the
think
actual
that
party,
this
do
this
what?
was originally the after party server.
Oh, you're right.
Now the party's in here as
No, I
well.
thought this was the
What
pre-party
do?
and then after party server. It wasn't.
Oh yeah. Loki contemplating on making a backstage server.
Backstage. Yes. Yes. All right, guys. You've
What about the
seen
fun stage? Oh wait, the
Backstage,
fun stage
but
is the
have you
normal stage.
seen Backstage?
Oh yeah, the modding server needs its own modding server, boys. Anyhow, when are you all starting college?
Starting September.
I
Probably
think
online classes, if anything,
Damn.
because this whole
September.
COVID thing. See,
Ken,
yeah,
what
this is
did you say,
why
Ken?
my youth sucks. I
What?
have
No,
no
no.
way.
Just reacted to September.
Right. Is after September the general gist for
Yeah.
everyone?
Yeah.
I think I thought mine was
Mine's
like
August.
starting in August, but I have to I guess I have to check that. And actually, currently, the people working on classes and stuff, they're trying to figure out which classes are going to be remote, which classes are going to be hybrid,
Also
because
trying to
the
figure out
school's already
dorms.
lost. The school's already lost money by having to like cut the dorms down, right? So they're
Some
going
schools still haven't decided though.
so and because they
Oh.
lost money, right? They probably want to keep as much in person as possible, even if it's like one per week. And that's why right now I'm unsure of getting an apartment, because if like there's classes once or twice per week, or it's like
LD.
not really bad, but I have to be like live on campus to get there, then I could just travel from home, which is like 40 minutes,
Yo,
and then
LD, I'll live with
do
you.
that and then come back home and then do the all like remote stuff. Afterwards.
LD, I'll live with you.
You'll find that he's probably taken by that point. Just a heads up.
What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. Absolutely nothing, LD.
All right,
I
hold on,
don't get what
hold
you
on.
mean.
Who in here is not single?
Oh, hype asked the question. I didn't hear that.
No, I just asked it now. Who in here is not single?
You.
So everyone's single. Okay, that's what I said. That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
That's what I
yes, yes,
thought.
hype, yes,
Shit.
yes.
What the
yes.
heck? Why would
yes.
you?
All right,
So funny.
Why would you ask that question?
I'm happy now. I am
I can be
enjoying my
single for you,
youth.
hype. I can be single for you.
Oh,
Right,
single for
oh,
me.
It's what I said.
bet.
Okay,
Other people
what he
cover
means
for you,
by
you
that
cover for others. Wink wonk.
Yes. No homo, by the way.
Eileen, you can stop
What
the
he
recording
means.
now.
Yeah, I'm already homo for sale, so it's I
No,
can't
no,
be
keep
homo
going,
for
keep
you,
going, keep
hype.
going. You just missed the what LD just said is gold.
What was? You can stop the recording now. I think this is about to this is about to descend into degeneracy.
That's the
Yeah.
now we're in the late night part of the
Mate,
podcast.
mate, Eileen, you gotta retire when you're on the top. You gotta retire when you're at the peak, man.
Okay,
Like
no,
that's my
Vlad,
Foursquare dream. Like my final year when campus is open, well, when we can stage these things again, we'll actually have a Foursquare tournament, and I'll win. I'll
Yo,
win the whole stakes, and then retire right there and then.
have you heard of Nine Square?
Oh no!
No.
Don't bring that up.
My teacher made up Nine Square, and it's
No,
so
your
fun.
teacher did not make up Nine
My
Square.
teacher made up Nine Square. My teacher made up Nine Square.
What?
what nine square are you talking about, hype?
Like Nine Square, like AKA a bigger version of Four Square.
That's not no. That,
Your
that's
your teacher made 9 square probably to torment the poor student who she forces into the middle square.
He, it's a guy.
Okay.
But yeah, middle square always got ganged up on.
Four,
It's so
Wait,
funny.
Square,
It
man.
was so funny.
Four square is the most balanced meta.
But 9 square is just troll. It's so fun. Just watch that person in the middle suffer because everyone's just targeting them. And then of course teams
actually,
get formed depending on who joins. All right, that concludes our podcast.
you can end it there. Actually,
Bye.
speaking
bye.
about the was it whole targeting thing, that reminds me of this game. You could try with your friends in real life, right?
Guys,
Like you,
no. Can we say bye first?
okay, bye.
Bye.
It's
I
over.
think Eileen already
I
finished.
want to continue talking.
Oh, she,
Oh,
all right. Goodbye,
Bye.
Bye,
world.
guys. Bye,
Um,
guys.
tune in next
Tune in,
week
tune in
for
next time.
Weeb Degeneracy.
Yeah,
Tune in at
we're gonna be
Tune in at
weedy next time.
4:32 hertz.
Oh, sure.
yeah, it's already off.
Frequency.